wish you well, both of you.
Thank you.
I feel totally conflicted from the following point of view. I feel we've been presented a pea pod, a single pea pod. We've peeled it open, looked inside, and we've got two gems inside of this pea pod. And we're all Democrats, we're all one party, we're all together. I figure that at least 95%, if not more, of the questions that we can present, depending on who goes first, someone will give an answer, the other one will say, I agree with that wonderful answer that I agree with the opponent is giving. I'm going to give you a tough question.
You want to see a little fight?
Presumably, competitively, you know each other, and you know what each other stands for. I'm going to ask you to address an issue that you differ on, so that I can make a decision between two gems. Okay? What is it you disagree on, and explain it to me? Is there anything?
I'll do this. Lori and I know each other just in political circles. We're not friends. She's a nice lady. I'm okay dude. I think there are certain aspects of the campaign that are totally different from each other. I'm counting on you. Lori has the endorsement of Washington. She has the endorsement of corporate lobbyists. I don't. I have you. Lori has made a point of immediately going out and getting the Blue Dog endorsement. Blue Dogs are conservative Democrats. Folks, we have majorities in both houses. It's not the Republicans stopping us from getting the change that we worked so hard for in 2008. It's conservative Democrats. And Lori's very first action was to go get that endorsement. I would ask, as I tried to explain to you, I left the most secure job in America because I felt that it was a fight that had to be fought. I would ask Ms. Edwards, where was she when we needed her in 2002, 2004, 2006? When Adam Putnam and his gang of cronies was running this country off a cliff. And she's sitting in a nonpartisan job. There's a lot of differences here. There's a lot of differences here.
I would answer the question a little bit different than Mr. Tudor has, and it is basically, I don't feel I know enough about Mr. Tudor's candidacy to comment on it, to be honest with you. I can't think of another time we've ever actually even spoke together. I feel like we're just getting out of the
I was running to represent you for the last 2 years.
As I
You were
said,
involved in Democratic politics during
as
that
I
time.
said, I really don't know a lot about Mr. Tudor's candidacy. I think, though, as a voter, you're going to have a lot of opportunity between now and September. So it's hard for me to focus on any one thing. I think over time differences will appear. And you know what? If they don't, I have to tell you, there's been too many times over the last 20 years when I went in the voting booth, and you know what? I had to hold my nose and go, which one of these two do I decide on? Wouldn't it be nice if you went into the voting booth and you had two good choices for a change?
I want to ask you about some social issues, because I think that's where the Democrats should be. What is your position on choice? What is your position on gays in the military? What is your position on the public option in the health plan?
Are these just for me or are they for both?
For both. For both.
For both. I am a pro-choice candidate. I am comfortable with, I think that this will be, I really believe this will be done before either Doug or I have an opportunity to go to Congress. But I understand there's a measure right now that is likely to pass that revokes the don't ask, don't tell provisions. And we'll start pressing.
Public
option. What does public option mean to you?
It means that the government runs a portion of the medical care, such as Medicare, such as the medical insurance that Congress has that we don't have.
I'm all for Medicare. There's no part of Medicare.
An extension of Medicare to more people.
Okay, that I'm just trying to understand, and that's really important. The question that I asked is one of the most important things that's going to come up in the next couple of months when you talk about healthcare or you listen about healthcare. If we took a half hour and I asked you what the public option meant, and I asked you what the public option meant, and I asked you what the public option meant, believe me, there'd be 4. And if I asked 10 more people, there'd be 10 more, I guess. And I have had people tell me they are against the public option, but don't mess with my Medicare. They are, right? So I think that is a very important point that we need to keep in mind, okay? The public option is like saying, do you like trees? Okay, it depends where the tree is.
You where you stand on the governmental plan for health care.
Are you talking like one single payer, sort of like the Canada model?
That would be fine with me.
Okay. I don't think that we will be in a position anytime soon, nor would I be supportive of making a jump to single payer, government responsible, cradle to grave for all your health care needs. That's not something I see myself supporting in the near future.
I am pro-choice. Abortion should be safe, legal, and rare, something between a woman and her doctor. I would vote to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I would vote to repeal Defense of Marriage Act. I would vote to approve the Employee Non-Discrimination Act. I believe in marriage equality. Healthcare. I support John Conyers' bill, House Resolution 676, which is a single payer system. I've been on government health care all my life. My father was a Navy Master Chief. I did my service. I am now, along with being a retired military member and part of Veterans Administration, I am also a military dependent. My wife is an active duty Air Force Master Sergeant. It works. It's cheaper. It will cost not only families less, but our government less. The only reason we can't get to it is because too many people are taking insurance lobbyist money. Corporate lobbyists are stopping our country from moving forward. We saw recently in the United Citizens versus the FEC lawsuit that the conservatives want to further allow corporate money into our political process. I will tell you right now, that I believe it's too late for Lori to make this pledge. I will never take corporate lobbyist money. I won't do it.
I'd like to know your stances on the recent Supreme Court decision to allow industry to fund campaign ads.
I'll go. United Citizens versus the FEC. It's a horrendous decision. It overturned 100 years of precedent by the court. If corporations are people, I'm going to be a little randy in my language here. The only part of them being a people is the intimacy of us getting screwed. So excuse me for being a little randy on that. But by this logic, a corporation could run for office. A corporation no longer has to, or we the people no longer have a way of stopping that vast influx of money. We already know money dilutes our, it infiltrates every level of our politics. Some people say, oh, but they're letting labor unions do it also. Labor unions spent 1/18 of what corporations did during the last campaign. $2.9 billion corporations spent on the last campaign. With a B, folks. $2.9 billion. I think it's crazy. When you first decide to run for office, you've got some smart guy, he's usually a money raiser, and he tells you,